subtract at this particular time from the agenda. Does anyone have any, excuse me, additions or corrections? Or if none, I will entertain a motion to approve as submitted.
So
Move
moved.
to approve the agenda as amended,
Motion by Mr. Schmidt to approve the agenda
as presented, I'm
as
sorry.
presented. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Wright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Howdy Show,
yes,
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Stogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. Public hearing, we have nothing scheduled for this evening at all under public hearing, but anyone wishing to address council, I see some other people are logged in, may do so at this time. Please, I ask you to state your name and address and any questions you want to propose to council at this time.
I'll start. I'm Ryan Berry, 421 South Broadway, the Executive Director for Main Street Greenville, Dark County Visitors Bureau. And I know I'm not going to get an answer on this tonight, but I just wanted to bring it up and see if it was a possibility. I know times are tough right now, especially with the city and income tax revenues and everything. And of course, the money from the community funds is pretty much gone. But this was brought up, I don't know how long ago. I know I covered it when it was brought up, but we're continuing the work on Rotary Park. And right now the city has done a great job. It looks great. I don't know if they've seeded it yet or not, but it looks like it's ready to be seeded. Hopefully not, because it probably would have all washed away by now. But we're continuing with the work on that, and right now this was, from what I'm being told, this was part of the original plans, was to put benches in the area, and we're looking at some Twig style seating. And I've been going after some grants to help fund this and actually finish off the park. It's going to cost us what we want to do, probably around $12,000. But the benches are just under $10,000, and I was hoping that the city would consider helping out with the park in that area. Again, I know times are tough. We're searching other means for the funds, grants, and we will probably crowdfund in order to raise some of those funds too. So anything the city can do in that area would be extremely helpful. And if you have any questions about what we're planning on doing, again, I'm new. I'm trying to figure this all out as I go along, and I'm getting a little bit more of a handle on everything every day.
Okay. Mayor, do you have any comments on that?
Did you say my name, Nate?
Yes.
About Rotary Park? I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Well, so do I understand you, Mr. Berry, that you're talking about what, $10,000 or $11,000 on one side and 10 or 12 on the other?
No, I'm talking right now, the bench, what we want to do, the benches, we've got the poles up, we have the lights up, and I've talked to Mr. Godwin about this before, the lights being on, and a lot of that was because when they first started on that project, they were finding actually some homeless people living in there, so to keep that down, that's why the lights are kept on all the time. But we're just trying to take it step by step. The next step would be the benches, and then the poles are in place now also for the sail shades that we're looking at doing. And once we get those pieces in, we'll pretty much be done with that park, and it will be used. Believe me, it will be used when we can start having First Fridays again. We're going to have two great bookends for downtown Greenville with YOLO Park and the Annie Oakley Park, as well as the traffic circle and this Rotary Park. It's really going to be nice bookends. We're in the process now of raising the funds, and this was all part of the project when it was brought up originally. And right now, I just get to carry it on.
Hey, Ryan,
Yes.
are they just wanting to put benches in there, or are they going to put tables?
What it is Twig style seating. It's a little bit more contemporary, and the colors they have chosen will go with the walls. What it is kind of a. I should have sent pictures over, and I can send pictures to the clerk and have her send those out. But it's kind of it's a bench that kind of tees out. We have two of those that we're getting that won't have backs on them, and one that would have a back on it. So if you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a twig where it branches out to two different directions, kind of in a T-shaped. And the colors they've picked, I can give you the colors, but it really doesn't mean anything until you see the color. One is wasabi, and the other one is tangerine. And these were picked by the design committee, not me. But they would go with what the color of the wall is. It would be a nice addition for what's going on there.
So are you requesting some funding from council, or are you just apprising us of
I am requesting funding. I don't know what that looks like as far as what the city's contribution would be. Again, I am seeking means to continue the funding for it, and hopefully we can get it done. And I'm looking at probably mid to late July for when this seating would be available. That we would purchase it and have it brought in.
Ryan, can you tell us the total amount of grant dollars that you've applied for?
Right now, I've asked for at least $5,000 from Dark Rural Electric, and I know I've asked for the same from Rotary, but I don't think that their grants go that high. So I'm kind of on the edge right now of, I think they do maybe $1,000. So we're looking at $6,000 that I've applied for in grant funding, and but I don't know the answer to what we'll receive until maybe the end of June or July. But we do also plan on doing some other fundraising on that, as far as maybe a GoFundMe page or something like that to just really. Downtown's Greenville is looking nice. I love the picnic tables. I love the what we've done so far, and I can't wait to see. I know it's a step-by-step process, but I get impatient and can't wait to see the finished product.
Ryan, it took over at a bad time, I'll tell you.
Believe me, I know. It's a bad time for all, but our businesses are struggling. We're just looking at ways, whatever we can do to attract people to downtown, and this is just one of those ways that we can. I mean, in the summer, looking over at Yolo Park, we had people in there all the time. I could see it from my office. And so it does bring people downtown, but and it does help out the businesses downtown, and that's what we're looking at doing. That's part of our mission.
You're
Well,
doing a
If
great
you
job,
can,
Ryan.
I'm hoping you can do something. I know it's tough. Believe me, I know it's tough. And I know what kind of situation we're in, so I'm realistic about it all. But it doesn't hurt to ask.
I think if you, what I'm hearing is you don't really have a specific number in mind for dollar-wise commitment from the city. I'd have to refer to Auditor Roxanne Willman to find out, what might be available left in community funds, if there is any. By not having constant contact anymore, it's kind of difficult for me as chairman to say that there are X number of funds available. So until we have some specific numbers, then I could assign that maybe to, I'm looking at something more like the Miscellaneous and Priority Affairs Committee. If you want to come back in June and give me some figures, maybe we can do a committee assignment and go from there. I don't know if that fits with your scheme or not, Ryan.
I will do as council wishes. I'm just putting this out here now, letting you know that it's coming up. And quite frankly, anything we could get would be helpful. If you want to fund the whole thing, I'm good with that too. So, but I'm also a realist and know that that's not going to be possible with what you guys are facing.
Okay. Well,
and again, I want to say thank you to the mayor, Ryan Delk. Downtown is looking outstanding. Love the tables in front of the places. Now, maybe Ryan can answer this, and I know the weather has not cooperated, but we do have our planting day on Saturday, and I'm hoping that the boxes will have all of the dirt that we need in those.
Yeah, it's top priority as soon as we can get in there. The weather, we were supposed to do it the last couple of days. Obviously the weather hasn't cooperated. So yes, it's top priority.
Okay, and I figured as much because we it's still raining. So, but that is happening this weekend. Just another step that we're taking to beautify downtown, and we've picked some, or they've picked some. I didn't pick anything. They've picked some hardier flowers that are supposed to do better in the situations that we have downtown. So I'm looking forward to that. Any other questions?
Ryan, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Good job,
I'm trying. It's a learning process, believe me. So we'll keep doing what we can do. And I really do want to be in partnership with the city as we move forward because it benefits us all.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate the effort.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Have a great meeting.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else wishing to address council at this time may do so.
Chad Henry, Choice One Engineering. I was just here in the event, something on the agenda came up that I could answer any questions for. So I'm here if you need me.
Okay, thank you. I see we have a couple other phone connections. I don't know who those people might be.
Nope. 1482, 1424, 22.
Well, seeing no one or hearing no one coming forward on telephone connections to address council, we will move the agenda and continue with administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, President Burgett. I got a couple things I wanted to make sure people are aware of. There is, especially for us as council and admin, I talked to Susan Manchester today. They're still working on it. They're waiting for the Senate Bill 310 to come down through government and into the state. They think that there's still, well, there is money at the state level, but it's they're holding it and trying to figure out how they're going to use it as far as letting local governments, townships, villages, some into counties to be able to use those funds for loss of revenue and the fighting of the coronavirus. So I was kind of hoping that I'd hear a little bit more of an update, but they're gonna, I think the House reconvenes tomorrow. I'm not sure about the Senate, but they certainly will push that through as fast as they can. And talking with her, but there's no way of knowing how long. But she said that they're going to try to get it as soon as they can. Of course, I'm sure they will. But hopefully, some of that money, there's like 850 million that it's on hold for local governments, possibly in others. Some of that money still goes to bigger communities, but I think down to the place where 650 million gets distributed if they allow it to get down to the local governments, but we'll keep an eye on it and I'll keep you informed on that. The other thing I wanted to bring up was we wanted to make sure our community and everybody here is aware of the census going on. So I'll talk as though there's other people from the community here. They can see this later on a recording, I guess. If you haven't already responded to the census documents that are sent to you in the mail, please do so right away. It's kind of a civic duty for Americans to do this. What that does for us and why I'm bringing it up is because it affects the amount of funding that our community will receive in the future. It's how your community plans for the future and your representation in government, and specifically data. The 2020 census are used to ensure public services, funding for schools, hospitals, and fire departments, plan new homes and businesses, and improve neighborhoods. Determine how many seats your state is allocated in the House of Representatives also. So basically, the biggest part of that is they want to know who all is living with you in your particular place of residence. So if you didn't get it, the mailing, and if you need to find a place to get that information, you can call or you can email. If you want to do it by email, or no, let me take it back. If you want to do it by internet, you can go to my2020census.gov, and there's directions on there of how to input your information and get that done online. It doesn't take too long. If you want more information, call 1-844-330-2020. And that's from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. And you can get information or do it on the phone to put your information in for the census. So everybody do that. And that's all I'm going to have. I pass, but I certainly would welcome any questions anybody have on anything that we've been working on.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Safety Service Director, Mr. Dell.
Thank you, sir. Just a few things. One, moving forward, we plan to try to open this city building kind of back to normal, or as normal as we can be, on June 1. We're just keeping an eye on everything and seeing how it goes as far as the governor goes. We're still under restrictions of no more than 10 in a meeting. So there could be situations where we'll still have to do some Zoom meetings. And when I say that, I mean as far as projects or pre-construction type meetings go, based on the number of people. But that's our plan with that. Also, starting June 1st, the fire department is going to begin Hydra Flushing. So I just want everyone to be aware of that. Sometimes that causes rusty water, and people are calling in and wondering what's going on, and that is why. If there's someone out front, you see them flushing a hydrant out in front or around your resident, just make sure you run water until you have clear looking water again before you do any laundry or drink it or do anything with it. And then last but not least, I just wanted to make sure that everyone received the information I sent out there last week on DORA, and I wanted to see if there were any questions about that. And with that, I pass.
Anyone have any questions for the Safety Service Director?
Ryan, are you planning to move that process forward when it comes to things like a public hearing?
I would like to, yes.
What do you need from us to do that?
Once the application has been submitted to the legislative body, we'll try and submit it. You guys have 45 days to schedule a public hearing. That public hearing has to be 30 to 60 days from the published notice, which we believe would be able to get everything done if you were to move forward with scheduling that for the first meeting in July.
I think we should do so.
Yeah, let's move forward as quick as we can.
So you need a motion when, Mike?
It would be a motion to schedule the public hearing for July would be the next step.
So moved.
I mean, it's
Say you need a motion to schedule the public hearing?
I don't know if you need a motion. It's just, I think typically you just schedule the public hearings, which is the statutory requirement.
Based upon the information presented earlier, what, a week or so ago?
That's correct.
Okay. So if we, let's see, I've got to look at calendar here. This is the 19th. We'd have to look at the, like you said, the first meeting in July, which would be the July the 7th for the public hearing, if we can get the information out immediately.
And so we have 30 days, we have to give 30 days publicized notice of the hearing. And so
Right.
We've got a little bit of time to get it together, and we're confident that we will be able to get that notice published in the paper prior to the July 7th, so that we make sure we have 30 days prior to July 7th.
Well, if we brought it to council on the 2nd of June, then the next meeting would be July the 7th. So that would give us our 30 days.
Right.
Correct?
I'm sorry, I was confused by that. To give us the 30 days, we would need to move forward with publicizing it now.
Starting now. So direct the clerk of council to begin to publicize the public hearing for July the 7th. Is that what I hear you saying?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. Is there anyone who has aversion to that? If not, I will so direct the clerk to please prepare and present the notice of a public hearing regarding the DORA, which is the designated outdoor refreshment area for the city of Greenville. That hearing to be scheduled for July the 7th. Will that suffice, Mr. Law Director? Okay.
Yes.
Is that acceptable with members of council?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then so ordered. Is that all, Mr. Delk?
That is all. Thank you very much. I pass.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, Law Director, Mr. Reeman.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. So that takes care of the statutory requirements for the DORA. At that July 7th hearing, then council would hear comments of the public and then be able to make a decision regarding what they'd like to do. They can approve the DORA as presented, or they could deny the DORA, and changes could be made, that kind of thing. So
Okay.
looking forward to that process going forward. The other brief thing that I have to update council on is I'm also responsible for helping with delinquent tax collection. It's kind of our process right now, given the overall surrounding situations, that we're not actively pursuing that. We are still sending letters out to members of the community asking them to contact the tax department work with them. But given the current time period, we're not actively filing lawsuits, but that is not always going to be the case. So if anybody in the general public is delinquent on their taxes, has received notices for us, we just ask that they communicate. We want to work with everybody that we can. If that means getting them on a payment plan, we're happy to do that. We just want to make sure that there's some communication. So we're here to work with everybody if somebody falls into that category. And with that, I don't think that I have anything else pressing right now, but I'm happy to entertain any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Thank you, sir. And moving on to City Auditor, Mrs. Wellman.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. As you probably are already aware on council, our state audit has begun. I was notified about a week ago, and one of the questions that the lead auditor had asked me was if the council was interested in having a pre-audit conference. I told him that I would be meeting next Tuesday, but most likely that the council would not want a pre-audit conference. So I guess the auditor thought that that was a definite no. So they already went ahead and sent you the information. So if you have received information from the state auditor's office, that's just basically them letting you know that the audit has begun, and also to let you know if you had any questions to contact them. And I guess at this point in time, I will ask, is anybody interested in the pre-audit conference?
No, thank you.
I'm assuming that's everybody who
I
you're
think you
looking
speak
for.
pretty well for 7 members of council, Auditor
Okay.
Wellman.
Whenever they
Okay.
schedule it, that's the day I'm going to be busy.
Well, like I said, I kind of figured that, but I told him I would ask the question, but like I said, he already sent you the information out. So, and just to let you know that they have started the process, and I believe he said he was hoping that we might have it completed by the end of September. I guess we'll see how that goes. So, and they are not allowed to come in to any government offices until June 1st. They have to work from home. So they're gathering some information right now remotely, but after June 1st, we will see them in the city building. So that's basically all I have for now, and I shall pass.
Thank you. On that particular date, I think I had scheduled to sort my sock drawer and iron my shoelaces that day. So I think we're in good shape.
I will pass that information along.
Thank you.
Roxanne, you know us too well.
Committee reports, we have nothing scheduled, but I do have, we have 2 pending committee assignments. I think most of them are under Mr. Godwin's Utilities Committee. How are those progressing, sir? Any updates?
Oh, I talked to Doug, and he's available about any time, so I just need to get a hold of Mr. Stogler and set up a time when he's available.
Okay. Well, yeah. So there's, as soon as we can get those taken care of, that would be good.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Ordinance and resolutions, we have two to consider. So first is a supplemental appropriations ordinance.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020. This supplemental ordinance allows for appropriations in the following funds: salaries, city building in the amount of $2,500, and supplies, city building in the amount of $3,000. These funds are needed for additional labor and supplies due to COVID-19. Salary Safety Service Director in the amount of $13,220. Salary Safety Service Director, Water Department in the amount of $3,160. Salaries Safety Service Director, Wastewater Department in the amount of $3,160. And these funds are needed to cover payouts to the previous Safety Service Director.
Make a motion to suspend the rules on this ordinance and read it by title only, second and third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, read the ordinance by title second and third time. Discussion? Call a roll, please.
Bright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Bodyshell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020. An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020.
Motion
Move
to
to
adopt
adopt.
the ordinance.
Motion by Mrs. Haudashell to adopt the ordinance. Discussion? Call a roll.
Bright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Bodyshell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
And next, item 2, we have a resolution accepting the Harvest Land Co-op bid for provisions for fuel services for the city of Greenville.
A resolution accepting the Harvest Land Co-op bid for the provision of fuel services. This resolution authorizes the mayor to accept the bid of Harvest Land Co-op for the provision of fuel, also contingent on the Greenville City Board of Education approving and executing the attached contract.
Move to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules and read the resolution by title second and third time. Discussion? Call a roll, please.
Bright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Bodyshell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
A resolution accepting the Harvest Land Co-op bid for the provision of fuel services. A resolution accepting the Harvest Land Co-op bid for the provision of fuel services.
Move to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Okay, was that you?
Yes.
Okay, motion by Mr. Rogers to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Bright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Bodyshell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
Okay, well, that was pretty brief. We've concluded the resolutions and ordinances for this evening. There's nothing under old or new business. Do we have any items of communication?
Yeah, we received the monthly reports of April from the street department, the fire department, the transit department, and the police department. And then we also received a press release stating the Greenville transit system will resume their normal hours.
Okay. Anything further on communications?
That's it.
If none, we will call down the council, please.
Right?
I was down at 301 Riffle Avenue. I had a complaint of a lot of weeds. Weeds down there is about 2 feet high on the property and a lot of debris in the front and backyards. Mr. Delk, what can we do with this?
We can post it for the weeds. I'll have to look at the debris. If it's not trash, we can't go after them for the debris, but depending on what it is, we could do a nuisance abatement.
Okay. Well, something needs to be done with that. It's in bad shape for that neighborhood. There was some siding that had come off the house, and I had the fire department down there this afternoon to remove the siding because it was on the service line, electric line going into the house. And that's a good way to get a fire started. Next thing is the city park looks great. A lot of people have been utilizing it the last couple weekends. Fishing ponds has been well worked, and a lot of good sized fish has come out of there. Then the other thing is we have a nuisance in town. Is giving the police department headaches and a lot of people around headaches. The townhouse motel. What can we do about the nuisance? The police department's been there numerous times. Over the weekend, they was there. 3/4 of the police department that was on duty was there. But this is occurring a lot. And it's not right for the police department, for the neighborhood. And I actually seen a theft occur from a local business that I was in by an occupant that lives over there. So is there something we can do?
And there is, and Mr. Wright had mentioned that to me when we met in passing earlier this week. We're working to schedule a meeting with the police department so we can get figures in terms of how many calls we've had to make to the townhouse motel so that we can quantify that nuisance complaint and put it together. In theory, we can go after them for a nuisance abatement. If it's declared a nuisance, one of the remedies that the court would have would be to shut it down for a year. So it's all just kind of dependent upon the numbers. And as I had mentioned, we're working on scheduling a meeting with the police department to be able to further quantify those.
Thank you, Mr. Reelman. And I'll pass.
Godwin,
Yeah, if it don't quit raining, everybody's gonna have some tall grass here in town. And Mr. Stogler, been a pleasure working with you, and good luck on your new endeavors. And Ryan, thank you for the picnic tables downtown for an eatery on the outside of a business, you know, to help the restaurants downtown. And with that, I'll pass.
Howdy Shell,
Well, if it don't quit raining, I'm gonna put my duck feet on. Just want to tell everybody, just stay safe and we'll get through this. And I pass.
Rogers,
Yes, Matt Stogler, I'd like to hope you, find, a good position up there and hopefully everything works out for you in the better. And thanks for your service to the city of Greenville, either on the council or the Visitors Bureau. And I'm sure we're going to miss you, although I'm sure Ryan Berry will do a good job also. And secondly, is I'd like to express my condolences to Art Downey's family on his passing. He was with the city water department for numerous years. And so condolences to his family. And with that, I pass.
Schmidt,
I'll pass.
Stogler,
Kudos to the administration, Mr. Mayor Ryan, for getting the tables deployed to area restaurants and in the downtown. I think that's going to be very helpful to them in this time of shrunken dining room capacities and things like that. This is my last council meeting. I've submitted my resignation to the County Republican Party, and they'll be appointing my replacement soon, I think. So it's been a privilege to serve with all of you. My wife and I are embarking on a new journey in Bell Fountain. We will be watching and hoping for Greenville's success from there, and wish all of you and all the citizens of Greenville and the city much success and nothing but the best. I will yield back.
Good luck, Matt.
Whitaker,
Matt, first of all, it was great working with you both on council, and it's also representing council on the board with the Dark County Visitors Bureau. Enjoyed working with you, buddy. Good luck. Also, want to thank Brian, all his diligence and doing what he can for the downtown, getting those picnic tables out there. It does look great. And I know all the people in downtown are enjoying it, being able to sit outside, and maybe not so much the last several days, but it's been nice being out there. Also, I wanted to just remind council, a few months ago, we had a citizen come, Kathy Beam came to city council and talked to us about a law enforcement memorial ceremony that was scheduled for this Saturday, which obviously has been canceled because of COVID-19 virus. But I wanted to mention it, all these plans that they had, including music and the memorial ceremony, they're going to reschedule that again next May on the 22nd. That's way out there, but I did want to make mention of that and thank them for their efforts for that. So with everything else, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll pass.
President Burkett.
Yes, Mr. Rogers, probably you and I are the only two associated with the city of Greenville right now that can remember Mr. Downey. Way back before I was ever a council member, I had the opportunity to serve with the city under Mayor Schlaugetter and worked at the wastewater treatment plant as a fill-in, but we did a lot of cooperative work with the water plant. And Mr. Downey was the water superintendent. And I just want to express my condolences to the family. And of course, his son, Vaughn, was our former wastewater superintendent as well. So yes, we are unfortunately losing some stalwarts of the city of Greenville. And I just think it's appropriate to note his passing and their condolences to the family. Mayor, I thank you for your information about the census. We talked a little bit about it at our administrative team meeting yesterday morning. According to Auditor Willman, I think we are in fairly decent shape for Darke County and the city of Greenville, but it's absolutely imperative that we get a good census report and get everyone counted, because that has a significant impact on federal dollars. And we're kind of, sometimes we feel we're out here in the hinterland, if you will, and kind of waiting on federal dollars to trickle down. But if we don't have the numbers or proper numbers, that does impact what we have. So thanks again, Mayor, for bringing that up. And people, with all the other stuff going on, I'm certain that this whole scenario is going to impact our census data, and hopefully not very negatively, and hopefully we can get it up to where it really should be. So I thank you for doing your census reports if you have done them properly. And if you have not, please make sure you get that done, because it does impact each and every one of you. I don't care whether you're a property owner or renter, just a resident of the city of Greenville. It is important that you have that accomplished. Mr. Stogler, I received information via the party that you had resigned, and I just wish you the best. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mrs. Howdeshell to adjourn. Call the roll, please.
Wright,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Howdeshell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Stogler,
Yes.
Whitaker.
Yes.
Thank you all and have a good night.
Good night,
Have a
Clarence.
good night.
Good night.
Good night, John boy.